Do you feel like your metabolism is slow? You feel like you hardly eat and the weight just piles on? Everyone desires a faster metabolism. It's easier to lose weight and keep it off. You don't have to be as reliant on cardio. Enjoy some more food, right? In today's episode, we dive into some things you can actually do to boost your metabolism on your own. We're also going to discuss peptides. Is there a cheat code? Something we can take to boost our metabolisms? Tune in to find out. Grab your coffee and let's get into it. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Candidly with Coffee.
Happy Friday, y'all.
Happy Friday.
Everybody's favorite time of the week.
I know.
The weekend is here.
I can't believe it's Friday again. I know we're like a broken record, but you guys, what do we call it? What do we call it? Flow state.
Flow state.
We're in flow state because I must be flowing because these days are flowing.
I felt like we were just here a few days ago.
I know.
Quick.
Like, I always rely on you to say happy whatever day it is because I usually do not know what day it is.
It throws us off, I know.
I got some ice.
Time flies. It just goes forward. It doesn't stop or slow down for nobody. You know what I mean?
I got iced coffee today. How are you drinking hot coffee in a heat wave?
What heat wave? I'm not hot.
But there's a heat wave.
I drink coffee in the summer all day too. In the hot summer, in the middle of summer. I don't like cold coffee.
Too.
Hot coffee, even in the summer, because the baristas always ask me, hot or cold? Hot. Memorize it. I don't do cold.
But did you just say baristas?
Barista.
Is that how you say it in Spanish?
I guess. Barista. The Starbucks baristas.
Okay. We are having a heat wave here in California. I don't know if you call it a heat wave, but it's October.
Yeah, got hot for a few days.
It's in the 90s.
I predicted this. What I said, we're going to have an Indian summer. I knew it was going to happen.
Yes, an Indian summer. Did you know that term is actually controversial?
I bet it is. I don't even know why it's called that. I've just been going with it because it's been said over the years, Indian summer, because it's got basically what it is. We call it in California an extension of summer because it's what? We're going into November and it's still 80s here?
Yeah. There is an origin of that. It had to do with like during the harvest months, the Native Americans, it would be warmer weather during harvest or whatever. And so then that's why they call it the Indian summer. But with everything cultural stuff. It's technically considered like an inappropriate.
Really? Oh.
Don't you notice there's a lot of things like that, like sayings that we had as kids and stuff that like are now inappropriate?
Yes, but I'm going to still call it Indian summer. That's what I've been known as. And
well, yeah,
since I was
it's
a
not
kid.
Disrespectful
No,
to
I'm not
anything.
disrespecting nobody. Or
it literally just means that it's warmer in October during the harvest months.
Yes, that's all.
Yes. Anyways, I was going to tell you that I didn't touch upon it too much. Actually, I don't think I ever talked about it, but I had another reading with my psychic about my mom and stuff a couple weeks ago. Did I talk about it on here?
No.
I don't think I did.
No.
Anyways, I had just a quick reading. I wanted to just touch base with my psychic because I felt like I had been having a few signs of my mom. And I thought, I wonder if he'll mention it. Because I made it a point not to talk about what I had signs of because I wanted to just truly know, if I don't talk about it, is this psychic just going to know it?
True, because you can't go back and listen to podcasts.
Right,
because if you talk about it, he's going to have the answer.
Yeah, I'm a public figure, right? So it's a little harder.
Yep.
And sometimes I have my doubts and stuff. So I thought I'm not going to mention it because there's been a few times recently where Phoebe, my poodle, my Maltipoo, has smelled like my mom. My mom had a very distinct smell. It wasn't one scent. It wasn't like, oh, her perfume. It was a combination of all the products that she used for years had melted into one specific smell.
She did have a distinct smell.
Very distinct smell. And Phoebe smelled like her.
She did.
And I not only did I smell it, you smelled it. And then Tyler, who's my son, who's so anti all of this. He doesn't like believe in any of this stuff. But when I said that, he's, hey, I was going to say that the other day. Like, I smelled it. I smelled her at the same day that you did.
That's crazy, man.
Anyway, so I did have a quick reading and he did bring it up. He said, your mom is very present with you recently. You've smelled her. And that's what he said.
That must have blew you away when he said that.
Yes.
Like, how the F does this guy know? This really did happen.
Yeah, it was so crazy. I was like, yes, I have smelled her. But he had mentioned something else. And this is the second time he mentioned the same thing. And I never validated it for him. And I wasn't until today that it finally dawned on me. In 2 different readings, he mentioned to me that my mom is something about my bathroom. Like you feel your mom in your bathroom, signs in your bathroom. And I would always say, oh, I guess I'd have to think about it. I don't know. And then it dawned on me that I do.
In the bathroom?
Yes. Like
really? I never smelled her in the bathroom.
Not smell her. I feel her in my bathroom. Haven't you ever heard me talk about how when I'm in my bathroom, that's when I get deep in thought because I'm blow drying my hair?
Yes.
And I get in my feelings. I'm usually listening to music.
Yep.
And this morning I was blow drying my hair and I felt that same feeling again. And then I stopped and I turned around. I looked at I looked at the things in my bathroom. And then I thought, you know what? This must be it. This is the sign. I never paid attention, but right behind me when I'm blow drying my hair, there is a picture of angel wings.
Ah.
Did you notice that the picture in the bathroom is angel wings?
Yeah, I do. But I didn't think nothing of it. I always see the picture.
I never paid it. I don't think if you would have asked me before today, hey, what's the picture hanging in your bathroom? What's it of? I could not tell you. I would not have. It's not something I ever honed in on. I put it up years ago. So it's angel wings. And then there's 2 other photos that are pictures hanging that have sayings. And one of them says, choose happiness. And the other says, one day at a time.
Yep.
And just the culmination of those 3 things, I'm like, that must be what he's talking about. You know what I mean? Like the angel wings in the bathroom. And that's where I feel sad sometimes, or I stop and think about her. It's when I'm in my bathroom.
Yeah.
I just thought it was fascinating because he's mentioned it twice and it never dawned on me that there is angel wings, guys. See the angel? I have a freaking angel wing on my arm.
That's crazy.
That I got after she passed away.
Yep.
And so I made the connection. I'm like, oh my God, it's the angel wings.
Wow.
Like it is because it's symbolic. When she passed away, I thought that she is my angel. And that's when I had the angel wing put on my arm. And then I had her handwriting on my wrist. And then it just all connected for me today. And it blew my mind.
I bet. It's all making sense now, huh?
Yeah.
You're pretty in tune with your senses when she's around. You feel her.
Yeah, and
it's crazy.
The interesting thing is why Phoebe? Phoebe keeps smelling like her. And then yesterday, I was just busy or whatever, and Phoebe was laying down behind me, and I ran out of the room to get something, and I leaned over to give her a kiss, as I normally do when I walk by the dogs. And she smelled like my mom again. And this time it was like, so it's like normal. I was just like, oh, hi, Mom. I know you're here. I literally just said hi to my mom because I'm like, this is uncanny.
Damn.
That it's... And why Phoebe, though? I wonder. You know, she would have loved Phoebe. She probably sent Phoebe. That's why.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, she probably had something with you to do with you picking Phoebe.
Yeah.
Like Phoebe just landed in your laps.
Yeah, I
your
don't know.
Your mother would have loved her for sure.
Because she would have loved her. She loved, that she's blonde. She loved blonde. And that she's curly. Oh, I don't know. She would have just loved her.
Curly and like spunk of energy.
But anyways, I thought that was interesting. You guys, I don't know what your beliefs are, whatever, and we all have our doubts and we question things, but I have had some pretty crazy things, and usually it's in hindsight that I look back and go, oh, shoot. And this one took a long time for me to make the connection, but it makes sense because I feel something different in my heart in my bathroom a lot of times.
Now, the post-living, there's a law of thermodynamics. Does that apply to our spirits as well? Because what does it say? The law of thermodynamics, the first law. There's 3 laws. There's 4 laws.
The energy cannot be created nor destroyed.
Yeah.
It just goes somewhere else.
Yeah. That's crazy, right? It has to be going somewhere. It's chilling somewhere.
It goes somewhere.
Our vessel dies, the car dies that we're in, but the energy goes somewhere.
Yeah.
And one day we're all going to find out.
That's very true.
Whether what our beliefs are or not, doesn't matter. We'll find out.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to the Special Forces recap. You guys, it's such a good show. I highly recommend it if you have not watched it. But on this latest episode, last episode, we talked about how you're not failing if you try something and you don't succeed at it. True. As long as you don't quit.
As long as you don't quit.
You only become a failure when you quit.
Yep.
I do at least have to say the Kelly Rizzo, the one she did actually end up quitting, but it wasn't without really trying first.
Yeah. I think her body was just giving out.
Yeah.
Whatever health issues she had, just she couldn't push through no more.
It's so much better to me when you quit after you've at least given it, like truly you left it all out there. Like, I feel like she left everything out there.
Give it your best.
Yeah.
Give it your all. That's all you can do.
Yeah, I was actually listening to Nick Viall on his podcast, The Viall Files. I love that podcast for like reality TV stuff. And he's a contestant on the show right now. He said there were 18-hour days, terrible food, like boiled. Everything was boiled meat, boiled veggies, terrible food. They had no contact with like producers, no contact with family. It's very authentic.
Yeah.
It's not for show. They don't go, okay, cut, we're done filming for the day. No. That is not how the show is. Very authentic. So what you're seeing, he said, like at times I felt like, man, I just want to hug. Like you just feel like beat down.
I bet. The instructors ain't playing either. They take it real serious.
No, he said it was pretty crazy, but it was another great episode. Like I felt like they really got put through the ringer so that he said they make it actually seem easier watching it than the reality.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's a lot harder then.
He said it's even harder than what you like the boats. It didn't seem like it was that far away.
No.
They had to carry these 220-pound boats 2 miles. It was 2 miles.
Oh, no wonder Kelly was breaking.
Yeah.
Her knees were giving out.
It took 3 hours.
To
it was
carry
3 hours. Yeah.
Damn. Okay. I get it now.
Yeah.
Because on the show, you're right. It doesn't like, oh, it's not that far. What are they complaining about? What are they whining?
It was 2 miles. It was crazy.
That's a hard feat to accomplish, honestly.
Right.
It's not that easy.
And I have noticed a little something with the cast. I feel like they cast people who most people have been through some sort of like trauma. Like they are there. I think that's why they do the show. They're doing the show to deal with their trauma.
Of course. Deal with their demons.
Yeah.
Wash away their demons because everybody has them.
Yeah, it's really good show. And because Nick said there's no incentive. So he clarified like the pay structure. He said you get a salary for doing the show, but once you do the very first, once you start, your salary is the same. So you don't get an incentive for staying longer. You could literally start and quit and collect your paycheck.
You get 2 things out of that show. Exposure for your brand.
Right.
2, your mental fortitude to see what you're made of. And if you complete this show and you pass when you felt like quitting, going to make you that much stronger in life. You see the difference, people? The ones that don't quit, how far they go in life. Remember that.
Yeah.
The quitters always have that exit strategy out and never get that far in life. They always have that mental block and they quit. Once things get hard, they quit. But the people who fight always go on to succeed. Always.
Now, there's 7 people left or something. They're only halfway through the course, and half the people are gone. Just to give you guys some perspective, it is crazy. Tom Sandoval still holding on strong, though.
Yes, he is.
I have a feeling he's going to do well.
Yeah.
I think he's going to make it to the end.
I think so, too.
I do. All right, you guys. The hot coffee topic is so sad. It is with such sadness that I talk about the death of Suzanne Somers.
Man.
And that one really made me sad because
grew up watching her.
I grew up watching her with my mom.
Three's Company.
My mom loved Three's Company. I watched a lot of shows with my mom. We enjoyed TV together, and it was such a good show. And it was like before it's like ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Kind of remember, but it was like about 3 roommates. Did you watch it?
Yes, I did.
So for those of you who don't know, the Three's Company was like 3 roommates, but it was 2 girls and a guy. And the guy was played by John Ritter, and the landlord of the apartment was super like old school. So the only way that he let John Ritter live with them was he pretended to be gay.
Oh,
do you remember that?
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, he had to pretend to be.
I swear I didn't know that.
But they like made me, back in the day, I think they were like by the beach and they had this cool little apartment. It made me want, that sounds so cool to grow up and have roommates.
Exactly.
But not really, though. Now that I think about it.
No, roommates could be a nightmare.
Yeah.
I've had different roommates. You've never experienced that, but I have.
Yes, I was going to say I haven't had roommates.
It wasn't too bad. My roommates were pretty good that I had. I had Eric, Mo. It wasn't too bad at all, actually. I didn't have a bad experience.
We had a bad experience.
Oh, forgot about that roommate
The
in Vegas.
only roommate
Yes.
I've ever had
I just drew a blank.
was with you. And the reason it made perfect sense, you guys, because we had a part-time residence in Vegas. It was a part-time residence. So why not have a roommate? Because we're not going to be there very often. So it's a great, sweet deal for the roommate.
Yes.
Because we split the rent down the middle.
Yep.
But they only have to deal with us once a month or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So we had a sweet deal. But let me tell you, you do not know somebody until you live with somebody.
Man, never do that again.
It was some crazy shit. First of all, let's talk about the hygiene. I have to share.
Go ahead, address it.
It was, this person could not have been filthier, like filthy. And this is a beautiful apartment at the Veer Towers
on the Strip,
right next to the Aria.
Yep.
Beautiful floor to ceiling windows. Like, you don't want to disrespect this place. Okay. It was
gorgeous.
And this roommate was it was filthy. And the thing was, he would want to know when we were coming into town. And so unbeknownst to us, he would clean it. I still would come there and think this is filthy, but it wasn't like kick the guy out filthy, because he would clean it.
Yeah.
This is a small ass world. Okay. Because a friend of mine who I went to high school with happened to end up at my apartment, because I don't know if they were partying with him or knew him through someone else or whatever, because this is Vegas, right? A lot of people in and out of town.
Yep.
And she contacted me and said, I think I'm in your apartment.
That was crazy. I remember that.
She goes, I think I'm in your apartment. And I don't think you'd be very happy. Like, there was a huge party going on, or it was filthy. The floors were black.
Oh, so he was bringing people back there to party.
Yeah, of
course. Trying to be the cool guy.
Trying to be the cool guy with, oh, look at my fancy apartment.
Dork. Yeah.
So annoying. But I have a crazier story. That I got to share.
Sure.
So this is years ago, right? So this is where it wasn't normal to have Ring cameras and cameras everywhere. Now it's just commonplace. If you, like, I would have put a camera in our bedroom just to make sure no one was in our bedroom now.
Yeah.
But back then it wasn't very common. But when we would go, a lot of times I would go without you, or I would get there before you. But I did notice that there was like a funny contraption in the living room, like right by the TV. I didn't know what it was. Come to find out, it was a webcam.
Yeah.
And as we started to have these bad experiences with the roommate, and just like things weren't going well, I started to just pay attention. He had this girlfriend, and I don't know, it just felt like people were in and out of his room a lot. And
it was weird.
So I put my little inspector gadget hat on, and I did a little internet research and found her. I found his girlfriend advertising. She was a webcam girl.
Of course.
And in the stills, all I could find was stills, because I didn't sign up for anything or whatever. But in the still shots, I could tell that it was in our apartment. And that's why there was that little webcam there. Wow. So they were running a full-blown cam business out of our apartment. Remember that? We freaked out? Yeah. After all that, we parted ways. Let's just put it that way. And we kept that apartment, just us, for a while.
Gave that dude the boot. Told him kick rocks.
That was a horrendous experience. And it was not easy to get rid of him either.
No. I thought I was going to have to manhandle him. I was going to let him know, you got to go, or I'm going to turn into a beast on you. So take your pick, whichever one you want. But you got to go. Get your shit and go.
There was,
You guy's a bum. I'll tell him those faces I see in Vegas. A bum and a leech and a mooch. A lot of people in Vegas, let me tell you guys something. Let me break it down to you. A lot of these people that move from the Bay Area to Vegas, bums and leeches. That's all they do. They go out there, they bum off people. They go there with their sob stories. I swear, we've seen it. We ran into them.
Yeah, they pretend to be the cool person, but really they just show up at they have a thing.
Yeah, break it down to how they do it out there.
What they do is they go once you're already been partying for a little bit.
Yes.
So they'll go to your table or whatever, because they know when you're a little intoxicated, you're like, oh yeah, party. And then they'll bring people with them that they're entertaining, like people from out of town or whatever. And then they pretend to them like, oh, look at all these people I know. And suddenly there's all these strangers drinking your alcohol and on your table. And these strangers literally think that it's like the mooches stuff.
Yes. It's not.
It's
a lot of that.
A lot of that.
God, I've never seen so many mooches and leeches in Vegas in my life. Jesus.
We've had some experiences.
They're everywhere. They're in the Bay Area too. They're everywhere.
No, but I felt like it was a lot in Vegas.
Vegas is a lot, man. And when they find out you're coming into town, where you gonna be at? Who you gonna go? Boom. None of your business. How about that? Shout out to my boy Ivan. I remember he used to disconnect his phone and I want to answer it because of that. Because when he came into town, everybody wanted to go leech and mooch on his table.
Yeah, it was just awful.
Yeah.
It was awful. But the whole webcam thing, I'm telling you, when I came across those pictures and I'm like, oh, that's my couch.
Right?
Like you got to understand, the furnishings, everything was ours. This person rented a room and was running a freaking webcam thing out of our apartment.
A couple of girls you saw were doing it at the apartment.
Yes. There was another person that I came across a post and I could tell it was my blanket. Listen, you cannot pull the wool over my eyes. I'm pretty sharp.
I always say you should have been a Fed.
And I was like, hey, look at this picture. Is that our blanket? Is this chick nude on my blanket right now in our living room? Like, what the F?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yep, I do.
I was not happy. Not happy at all.
Something about Vegas, man. It just attracts, it brings the worst out of people, or just people with their worst behavior come to Vegas. It's a trip. It's like a mooching ass, leeching ass town. I don't know, especially with that party scene. I'm so glad we're done with it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it brings out the worst.
Dude.
The worst people.
Yes, it does.
It really does.
Remember we had a couple, we went out there. I forgot what it was, and the couple was just lingering and want to hang out with us. They were like, okay, you can go now. We're not here together.
They actually got into our cab, and I got right out. I was like, why are they coming with us? They got in, and I got out, and then they got out. And I'm like, oh, no, I was going to give you guys the first taxi or whatever. And they got out. You know why they got out? Because they didn't have money to pay the taxi. They were trying to leech onto our taxi ride so that we would pay for the cab ride.
People literally move to Vegas to go party, do drugs, alcohol, and all that shit. They become leeches and mooches.
Yeah, just awful.
For real, it's bad. We could go on and on forever if we wanted to.
We'll share more stories as the time goes on.
Put some pics up of our douchery, our Vegas days.
Oh, the douchery. They got their fix on the douchery last week.
Yeah, I bet they did.
All right, you guys, hold my coffee. Hold my coffee comes to us from Barbara WI5TG. And she says, Barbara, she says, I love your recipes, but could you please not show so much chest? Sorry, not at all trying to hurt your feelings. It's just so out there. Obviously, it's your choice. Just a suggestion.
Barbara, may I make a suggestion to you, Barbara? Let me give you a can of confidence. How about that, Barbara? Go get you some confidence. Stop being insecure and portraying insecurities on other people.
No, but I don't know if it's that or if people have...
Yeah, it is that. I'll call it how it is.
Because I feel like it's probably someone who's older or something.
So what?
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but what my response to her was just basically, with all due respect, this is my channel. This is not Romper Room. It's not like the Disney Channel.
No.
It's adult content on my for adults. It's actually, I don't know if you guys know this, but when you do YouTube videos, there's a certain button you press, or I have to rate all my videos actually, but there's a button I press that says not for kids.
Yep.
But
not for kids.
But I want to wear what I want when I want.
Next, somebody's going to come on here, some insecure dude. I doubt it, because men have pride and ego, or pride. Next thing you know, somebody telling me, can you cover up, Mike? Because your tattoos are scary or some shit.
It's just a weird comment to make. Like, why does it matter? Why does it matter?
I'll tell you why it matters. Because she secretly wishes she had fake boobs. She's probably a busted ass chick. I'll say it. I don't care.
I don't think that's what it is.
Something. She's insecure.
I don't.
Some insecurities.
In the way this comment was posted, I feel like it's one of those ultra conservative people that's just, oh my word.
There you go.
Look at her boobs. I don't think I understand what you're coming from, but in this comment, I don't think that's what it is. I literally think it's like some conservative buttoned up person. I've never been conservative. I'm not a conservative person.
No, none.
And with all due respect, there's millions and millions of creators on YouTube. So you have to find the creator that you resonate with, but you should never go to someone's page and try to dictate their wardrobe or whatever.
The nerve, the audacity of people that do that. Dude, is this your page? No. Just shut the fuck up and move on if you don't like it.
It doesn't hurt my feelings. She said, I hope it doesn't hurt your feelings. Not at all. It doesn't hurt it's just, I filmed that day. That's what I happen to be wearing. That's what you get. That's just who I am. Sometimes you're going to get frumpy in like a garbage bag, and sometimes you're going to get cleavage. It just is what it is. I don't censor myself. The funny thing is you cannot please everybody.
No, you can't.
Because like on that same token, I'll have a comment when I'm wearing like baggy sweats and someone will be like, oh man, that's not figure flattering at all. That you should wear something that's more figure flattering or whatever. It's just, you can't please everyone. I'm going to wear what I want to wear when I want to wear it.
The audacity of people, of humans, always want to control other humans with their 2 cents or their opinions or this or that. How about you wear whether you want to wear it? How about that? What about what you wear?
Yeah, and my channel, I don't have a channel that's catered towards men or like sexy content or whatever. I feel totally safe and comfortable wearing whatever I want. My channel is 90% women.
Yep.
And I don't even get like perverted comments on my videos or anything on YouTube because I don't have a male audience. So I don't even feel uncomfortable to wear what I want to wear. I feel like when I'm on YouTube, like I'm hanging with my ladies, like we're having coffee and chit-chatting about recipes, and it shouldn't make you uncomfortable. I don't know what is wrong with showing a little.
This is what
cleavage.
I say. Somebody said a comment today on my drive up. I was on a live driving to Sacramento this morning, and somebody said, "Why am I on here watching this channel or something?" I said, "I didn't ask you to come here and watch this channel.
Yeah, why are you
can
watching?
get off my channel, off the live, and unfollow you, idiot. You just wanted some attention, huh? So I'm gonna blast you." So I blasted his name to everybody. I said, "Look at this idiot, you guys. This moron on here. Why am I watching?
Why are you watching it?
Why are you watching it? You did.
I don't watch things I don't want to watch.
Yeah, hello. God damn, humans are so dumb. Come on, man. It's so stupid. If I don't like something, keep it moving. I don't say nothing. I don't talk bad. I just keep moving.
Yeah, just keep it moving. Me too.
Watch it, or I don't watch it, or I don't continue watching. I keep it moving.
Yeah.
I don't like certain things. I won't watch it. That's just how I am.
It's just weird to me that someone would like me. Can I make a suggestion?
No, you cannot. Go make a suggestion on your own channel. How about that?
Okay, on that same token, I had another comment that said, "Oh my God, everything about this video, I loved it. Your outfit, your hair, the food, but I have to address the elephant, or should I say tatas in the room. Can you make a video about your breast enhancement?" So she's questioning, what did I have done? Okay. So just to let you guys know, I had them done twice. So I had them done back in like 2009. And originally I had done saline and 330 cc's. I've always had very large breasts since puberty. And then with the rapid weight gain and weight loss that I experienced after my pregnancies, they were just deflated.
They were flapjacks?
So the 330 cc's wasn't actually big enough because I had more skin to fill in, and I didn't want to have to get a lift. I didn't really need a lift because of the way, not to be TMI, but if your nipples kind of point forward, you don't really need a lift if you fill out the tissue because the nipples are still going to be pointed forward. If they're starting to turn down, then you might want to have a lift and take some of the excess skin. So I didn't need to have a lift if I went a little larger. So I actually ended up having another surgery in 2012 where I went much larger. I did the 550 and then I switched it for silicone. So I've actually had them in for many years already. Yeah. 11 years.
Shout out to your doctor, man. That guy was good.
And for being as large as they are, the fact that I can wear a no bra and that it's just amazing. Yeah, I love them and I don't have any issues, any symptoms or side effects. But
see, here's the beauty of it. You're not afraid to talk about it. You're not going to shy away or nothing. You keep it real. That's the thing. We keep it real here. We might piss some people off. We might trigger some people, but we keep it real. There's a reason why the show's called Candidly with Coffee, but we talk our shit too. That's part of the show. And if people don't like it or we offend you, we're not for you then. There's plenty of other YouTubers out there and content creators. Go watch them. Conservative channels, go watch them.
You know what's crazy is until I got that comment, I actually had to go back to the video. I didn't even realize that like my boobs, they were out. I was wearing that jumpsuit, that CRZ yoga jumpsuit.
Oh, okay.
So the tatas were tataing.
They were like, hello.
You know what's so funny?
We're here.
The funny thing is she said tatas and it's not related, but my nieces call me Tata.
They do.
That's my name, but it has nothing to do with my boobs, but it cracks me up because I'm Tata.
Auntie Tata.
Yeah, not even Auntie Tata, just Ta.
That's true.
Ta. It's funny. It's cute. All right, moving on to Comment Corner. to our supporters of this show, I wanted to say welcome to all the new subscribers and listeners. I loved interacting with all of you guys on the last episode, and thank you so much for commenting and letting us know that you're new. Welcome to our show. So excited to have you guys as part of the show. And as part of our show, we communicate a lot with our listeners. So if you ever have a question or you think you might have a good topic idea for one of our episodes, please let us know. Comment and let us know, because more likely than not, your comment's going to be featured and it's going to make up a big portion of the show, because I build the topics around a lot of these comments. So I wanted to shout out Cindy Emma Russi. New to the show, this is my third podcast, but I've watched your other videos for about 1 month, so I'm fairly new. I used to skip the podcast, but I happened to listen to one, and now I'm hooked. Love that.
Got her.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Got you on the hook.
Got you on the hook. In a good way, in a good way.
Yes, thank you so much. Hopefully you continue to enjoy them. And the next one comes to us from Claudia Hall, 3138. She says, Jeanine, 54 years old here in the middle of the pause, feeling great, strong, and lean. It's totally possible.
There you have it. See
that? All right. I love that.
What is it? How old is she?
54.
There you go. They probably told her, wait till you're 50.
Yeah. So what about all those people that told her, wait till you're 50? She told them, hold my coffee, because I'm 54.
What's up?
And I feel great, strong, and lean. So there's that.
Yep. Build that muscle, ladies.
All right. Moving on to the next comment. It's from Bisha1. And she says, thanks for all the podcasts. She has a lot of questions, by the way, so sit tight. It's all based around our Mots-C experience. So she wants basically to get an update on the Mots-C. How does it feel? Was it worth it? So on and so forth. I'll put her comment up on the screen. It's pretty long. But to go over each of the questions, she wants to know, for one, is there any reason why we stopped talking about it? No. The only reason we stopped talking about it was because we actually took it for 2 months, and then we were going to take a little moratorium from it, because that was always the plan, was to take it for 2 months, then take a month off and go back to it.
Yeah.
And right when we were going to go back to it, we actually started working with a different clinic online that's helping us with our HRT, and they also offer peptides, and they are peptides also through the compound pharmacy, very legitimate. So through that process,
what's the name of the company?
I wanted to hold off before I promote the company, because we haven't really had our full experience where I can say, hey, go do it.
True that. Good. Okay. That's a good point.
Because we're still in the beginning stages. So far, the process has been great. We're using this company to do our HRT and get peptides, but we haven't got our hands on anything from them yet, and we're not actively administering any peptides yet. But as we're going to be sharing it.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about that a little bit in this episode as well. But so there's no reason other than the fact that we stopped talking about it because we stopped taking it. And then we didn't restart when we were going to, just because we switched companies. And now we're doing it all online, which is great, because once we do start talking about it, it will be easier for people to get their hands on it as well, because it is a company that specializes in the telehealth.
Yes.
So you could do everything online.
Yep.
And the question was, did you stop the treatment after 8 weeks? And yes, we did stop after the 8 weeks. I would say, she wants to know, do I feel like taking the Mots-C Peptide contributed to any of my weight loss? So all in all, I feel like I've lost about 15 pounds of menopause weight gain. I do feel like it did speed things up a little bit. If I were to try to put a number on it, based on the deficit that I had myself set at, I feel like taking the Mots-C for that 2 months gave me an extra 2 pounds of weight loss. Because like in 2 months, I lost 10 pounds instead of 8.
It definitely gave me energy to push. I know that. I do feel the difference.
And so in hindsight, this is my experience with Mots-C. I feel like the first few days, I felt more energized, 100%. I felt more energy. I felt like I was pushing harder in my workouts. I felt stronger. Just that's how I can explain it, is just I felt like I had a boost juice in me.
Boost juice, I like that.
I do feel like it tapered off, like it's the strongest the day of the injection, and then each day it kind of tapers off. By 7 days, I don't feel anything in it at all. Probably was an indication that it's something you may want to take more often than every 7. We were taking it every 7 days. I think the recommendation is every 5 days. I think that does make more sense.
Oh, yeah.
So I do feel like it ramped up my energy. I do not feel like it crashed my energy, though. I feel like it ramped it up and it's a gradual fall off.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you feel that way too?
Exactly. It's not a crash. It's not
No.
like all of a sudden you go up and down. That's horrible.
No.
When you shoot straight to the sky, all of a sudden it just comes crashing down. That's the worst.
I do not feel like it was like like I felt unplugged when I stopped taking it. So I would definitely consider doing it again.
It definitely works. I felt that second gear. Remember I telling you I've been missing that second gear, a little boost juice. And what's funny is Joe Rogan today. I'm listening to a podcast on my way, my drive home from Sacramento, and he's talking about all this. He's telling there's a fighter, and he's listen. You're young. You don't need to worry about TRT, none of that, because they're like, Joe, how do you do it? You're 56. You look great. You did 4 shows. You got energy. And Joe's, dude, TRT. I do peptides, cold showers. I take care of myself. I eat good. I'm able to do these 4 shows at 56 years old, perform, run his own club, staff his own club. And he's an announcer for the UFC on top of going on tours. The dude is a beast. There you have it. He's saying, we're not getting any younger, guys. I'm older. So guess what? I'm going to make the end of my life the best life.
Yeah.
That's what he's saying.
I agree.
Second half of life should be your best life because the first half, we off. Let's be honest. We drink, we party, we do stupid shit. Second half should be mature, simmer down as you did with me, and hone in and make it better.
Yeah.
That's
Optimize.
it. Optimize. That's the word.
Yeah.
Optimize, and then you get in flow state. That's what I've been missing. I'm not in flow state like I was. I'm going, I'm pushing, but I don't have that second gear.
Yeah.
Listen.
Hopefully with the commencement of your HRT, which we're going to definitely chronicle on this
Watch
podcast.
This.
But so, yeah, so I do feel like it did help with metabolism. And I think that's a tool that I will reserve for cuts. For like when I need to drop a few pounds, I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to ramp it up and hop on some Mots-C. I don't think it's something like I will restart right now just because I feel like I'm slowing down on the cut end of my journey and my goals are shifting. So my goals now are shifting to prioritize muscle gain.
Yes. That's more important, muscle gain.
As your goals shift, there's other peptides that are available to us. And peptide stuff, you guys, is insane. And let's just put it this way. Is it effective? It's so effective that it's considered performance enhancing and forbidden for professional athletes. They're
not allowed to take it in the UFC. That's what Joe Rogan would say. He was mad. He goes, how are you guys not? I get it with testosterone because you could cheat, but with peptides, really? Especially peptides that do repair for muscle damage like myself. Yeah, like the BP157. My shoulders are fucked up. Yes. They can't even take that.
Yeah. So with the BPC 157 that he was taking, it was helping while you were on it. But even now, knowing what we know through this new company is BPC 157 is something you should be injecting every day while you're on your treatment.
Yeah.
Because it loses its effectiveness quickly.
Hella quick.
So you are going to be hopping back on BPC.
Oh yeah, my shoulders.
You do feel like it's worth it.
Yes.
But a daily regimen, so more going at it a little harder.
Yep.
Through this new company that we're working with. And then there's another peptide, since our goals are shifting, both of us, right? We're pretty lean. We're at the point where we're pretty lean. We're shifting our goals to gaining muscle. So in addition to potentially HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy, we're going to incorporate another peptide. So specifically, there's tons, guys, when it comes to peptides.
There's a lot. Ozempic's a peptide, you guys, just so you know.
Yeah. So I see, and I'm shifting towards a peptide that's going to help with muscle growth and recovery and things like that. So for us, it's the IGF LR3 peptide.
I can't wait.
And it's basically, IGF is an insulin growth factor. It's a peptide hormone that plays a crucial role in promoting growth and development in the human body. So some of the things that this peptide will do, it's cell growth and repair, muscle building, bone health, fat burning, aging, and performance enhancement. So it's literally going to help us feel stronger and have more effective workouts, which will help us to
feel better. At the end of the day, I want to feel better. And that too, but I want to feel better inside, not just outside, inside. Feel better.
Yeah, longevity. So it's totally different than the Mots-C. So they do different things. So based on when it comes to figuring out what peptide is optimal for you, that's why it's important to work with the clinic that they can assess what your goals are and they can make recommendations based on where you're at, how your health is, and what your goals are. So to summarize though, yes, I would recommend Mots-C. It's something that I myself would definitely do again if I need to go on another cut, which everybody needs to go on a cut. Usually once a year, a mini cut is pretty common. So the next time I cut, will I do Mots-C? Absolutely. I do feel like it sped things up while I was on it. But as far as my next journey into peptides, it's going to be the IGF-LR3, the IGF-1-LR3. And I'm excited to share with you guys what that does and how I feel taking that.
Yeah. Stay tuned.
Yeah. But
It's coming. Stay tuned.
So Mots-C, I would say, is like a metabolism booster, right? It's going to give you a little boost juice for your metabolism. Everybody thinks they have a slow metabolism. I feel like everybody says, oh, I have a slow metabolism.
And they blame their age.
They just think they do.
Always. Yeah.
First of all, your metabolism actually doesn't slow down just because you get older. The reasons why people's metabolism slows down, and this is separate from if you have a medical condition. If you have a thyroid issue, a hypothyroidism, your metabolism is slower. But when you take the medication to correct the thyroid, it will also help the metabolism.
Yeah. My sister has issues with the thyroid.
Other than that, your metabolism doesn't slow down with age unless you lose muscle. Now, yes, with age, we do lose muscle.
Yes, we do.
We do. But if you actively work to prevent the muscle loss and in fact, instead gain muscle, that will help your age-related slow metabolism. But I can tell you this, most people just think they have a slow metabolism, but it's not that you have a slow metabolism. It's just that you eat way more than you think, and that's why you're gaining weight.
Not only that, babies, people just love to throw shit out there and make assumptions about themselves that they really don't know.
Yeah,
it's like bro science. Just throw it out there. It's my metabolism. It's my hormones. Is it really though? Did you really nail that down, or are you just throwing that out there for a certainty of a fact? You talked to your doctor.
Yeah,
it said that.
Yeah, most people just throw something out there.
Yeah, they do.
But there are natural ways to boost your metabolism. Listen, we all want a fast metabolism. A fast metabolism is going to make it so that you can actually eat more and not gain weight.
Yep.
Okay. Who doesn't want that? Who wants to be able to at rest? And what I mean by a fast metabolism, it means that the energy that your body burns in order to function at rest is more than normal.
Yes.
So if you're right now, you're burning 1,200 calories at rest. Let's say you could increase your metabolism and burn 1,500 at rest. That means doing absolutely nothing extra. You can eat 300 more calories per day or 2,100 calories per week and not gain any weight. That's the beauty of having a fast metabolism. And people avoid the number one thing that builds your metabolism. Do you know what it is?
Building muscle.
Building muscle.
Building muscle, the most important.
That's why if you want longevity in weight loss and able to sustain your weight loss, your goals need to be based on building muscle. Building muscle is going to put your metabolism on autopilot.
True.
High.
You know what I've seen recently? There's a lady, I think she's a doctor. I'm not sure about. I like her page. The reason is she's showing her parents working out. Her mom is 75, her dad's 83. She just did an update on her page, and her parents joined the gym, and she's filming them working out. Very slow, controlled chest press, lat pulls. But they're in the gym working out. 75, 83. This is a couple. They're going to probably extend their life. Who knows? Maybe an extra 5 years by just joining the gym and building more muscle and belonging to a community of the gym people. The more better they get at it, the more comfortable they get, the happier they're going to be. And they're going to wake up looking forward to work out every day. That's how everybody should be. You should be happy to work out. Not, I'm dreading it. You should be happy.
Yeah.
There's some people can't work out. There's people that cannot go to the gym, physically cannot go to the gym. They have ailments. They can't go.
Okay, so back to metabolism. Building muscle, that's number one. Okay, number one, you should be focused on building muscle. But there's also some other things you can do. Just staying active in general is going to help you speed up your metabolism. On the days that you are active, like you elevate your heart rate, or even after, say, like a HIIT style workout, your body, your metabolism is going to stay revved up for a period of time after that workout. So the days that you can be active, it's not just about the calories you burn during the actual exercise, you'll actually burn more calories at rest on the highly active days because things are revved up. So that's another thing. Just moving your body in general is going to support your metabolism. Eating enough protein. People do not realize this, but protein has a very high thermic effect. What that means is it takes a lot of calories for your body to break it down. So you'll burn more calories on the days you eat higher protein.
True.
Because it's like your body, the machine has to rev up to process the protein. So the more protein you eat, the more calories you burn. So the more calories you allocate towards protein, the better. That's why I always say, always shoot for the stars on your protein. It's not going to hurt you.
Where your body takes more energy to break down protein than any other micronutrients. So that right there.
To the tune of 25%. So if you eat a piece of steak and it's 100 calories, after your body processes it, it's net 75 calories because it took about 25 calories for the body to digest that 100-calorie piece of steak. If you eat 100 calories worth of broccoli, it's 99 calories. So maybe it takes a calorie to process it. So see the difference?
Yeah.
That's why, and that's where the old, your favorite word, the old adage that it's not just about calories in, calories out.
Nope.
That's where that comes from. It's because, yes, that is true. Certain calories take more energy to digest. And so if the bulk of your diet is things that require more energy, the net effect will be a bigger calorie deficit, even though you ate the same amount of calories.
That's why a lot of coaches recommend eating pure protein versus shakes. Don't rely on shakes so much. I'm a fan of shakes, but a lot rather eat meat and stuff because of that reason.
Right.
It takes more energy to break down your food.
Yeah. So especially if you have a competitor where every calorie counts and they're already on really low calories right before they're about to step on stage.
Yes.
And say they had a protein target of 100 calories. If they hit that protein target with a shake versus hitting that protein target with a steak, they're going to get more benefit from eating it with the steak because they're going to have a bigger calorie deficit and more fat loss.
Super facts. So let me ask you this while we're here on there talking about this. So you think you could get let's just say, I know it's not possible, maybe it is, but can I get just as muscular, if it was possible, on pure shakes and yogurts and cut out meat completely versus if I ate meat, eggs, and chicken?
I think so. Yeah.
You think you could be equal?
Yes.
You think my body will be?
It's close enough. It's close enough to where that's not where the benefit comes from.
No,
it's the benefit from.
You know what I'm asking you though, right?
Yes, I do. Okay. The benefit comes from the whole food versus it's because the whole food's going to keep you more.
Satiety.
It's going to be easier to eat low calories. It's going to keep you fuller longer.
Yep.
It's going to give you that thermic effect. So it's those benefits but the high quality whey protein is still going to give you like the muscle building effects, but you don't get those extra other benefits. So to me, a happy medium is a combination of both.
Yes, I agree.
It's
I'm in agreement with you. I was anti because there was a bodybuilder that I trained with a pro, and he was, no, I just eat all food, no shakes, it's bullshit. But back then, you're talking about 25 years ago, the protein was probably garbage back then.
All right, so the next way to keep your metabolism nice and healthy is staying hydrated. People don't realize this, but once you are already thirsty, you are already dehydrating. Do not let yourself get thirsty. You should be drinking water. I have to do the commentary.
Yeah, I had to throw that in there.
Oh my gosh. You should be drinking water all throughout the day, and preferably cold water all throughout the day. It's going to give you even a little more edge because when you drink cold water, it keeps your body temperature lower and it keeps your body trying to always achieve that homeostasis, trying to be balanced with the body temperature.
Yep.
And that burns calories. So not only is staying hydrated going to keep your metabolism from slowing down from the dehydration, the cold water is also just going to give you, it's not a huge benefit, okay? I'm not saying cold water is going to burn all kinds of calories, but it does any little edge.
Are you sure you're not saying that, babe?
Huh?
Nothing.
Oh my God. This guy is annoying. Moving right along. The other thing that's going to help is sleep, getting sufficient sleep.
Facts.
You do not want to disrupt your sleep because that can cause issues with your metabolism as well. I know that this is, now we're just like grasping for straws, but there is something out there that says when you eat things that are very spicy, revs up your metabolism a little bit as well, like peppers and.
I've always heard that.
Yeah.
I love spicy food, regardless whether it does that or not. I just love my food spicy. But there's times where I be sweating, so something's working.
Yeah. And anything that elevates your heart rate. So not that I'm advocating for this, but like anything like supplements, caffeine, coffee, anything where your heart rate's gonna pump up a little bit. When your heart rate's beating faster, you're burning more calories. That directly correlates. So your caffeine does help you burn more calories. It also gives you more energy. And then if you have more energy, you're going to move more, therefore burn more calories. So that's another...
Push harder in the gym too, you're right.
Yeah. So those are just some things that are going to help. I think the biggest one that a lot of people miss the mark on is they don't stay hydrated.
No. Dude, you know how many people I get on my boys? I'm trying. Try harder. Drink more water, man. You got to stay hydrated, you guys.
Yeah.
I don't understand. And they're like, oh, I'm holding water. I feel this way. Yeah, because you're not drinking enough water. You're down in coffee and diet sodas or whatever that stuff and protein shakes. And eat water, man.
And then on that token, too, if you're drinking coffee, you have to know that coffee is actually a diuretic. So for every coffee you drink, you need to back it up with water as well. Because you do not want to be dehydrated. If you feel thirsty, you are already dehydrated. And know this, that when you're dehydrated, your metabolism is slow. It's not efficient. And so that's a common one. I feel like, what do you think the most common one is? I think it's that one. And then I just don't think people eat enough protein.
Those two, 100%. And they think, oh, I can't eat that much. Hold up, slow down. Have you had clients? I can't eat that much meat. You don't have to. We gave you the cheat code. I just told you guys. Fairlife milk, protein powder, and fire yogurt. Those are like our go-tos. When you're low, what I do when I'm low on protein, I make a double scoop shake, double serving of milk, 75 grams of protein right there. Bam. Just gave you my cheat code, you guys. Simple.
Yeah.
People I don't know. People they put this mental block. Like they can't achieve it. Like it's not impossible, dude. It's not that hard. There's days I don't want to eat 200 grams of protein either. So I use shakes and yogurts.
Yeah.
Fire to make up for it. I don't feel like eating tons of meat every day either.
Me neither. That's why I always like to have something that's like super high in protein, one thing a day. That's 50 grams, because then it makes the rest of my goal very easy and attainable.
Exactly. That's what I always tell my clients. Like, dude, make a shake. One shake that has 50 grams minimum. It's easy to do. Real easy. That's it. That's your 30 calories.
To me, the most exciting thing is the thought of, if I can put more muscle on my body, not only is it going to look better, it's going to look better. The scale's going to be up. I don't care what the scale says.
It's going to make you look youthful.
My body composition is going to be better. And not only am I going to look better, but my metabolism is going to be higher. That means my calorie intake can be higher. To me, that's incentive enough to be strong, to make muscle building a priority, which, what does that mean? That means a consistent resistance training program with progressive overload, and then eating adequate protein to support the muscle growth. And then, of course, any other little magic potions that I can do to even boost it even more, which we're going to try this IGF and see if that gives me a little bit of an edge, along with eventually some sort of hormone replacement therapy, which I haven't received my lab work back yet. So I don't know what that entails. But when I do know, I will absolutely be sharing it.
Of course. You know what? I want to harp on something. I want to talk about something you just said. That's very interesting about the scale. You're like, you're not worried about going up, because a lot of women are freak out about going up. And I'm dealing with something different where my men are freaking out about going down too low. They're so worried they're hung up on a number. Like, dude, who gives a shit about the number on the scale? Lose body fat, bro. When you're ripped, who cares? No one's going to ask you, hey, sir, well, you look great, man. What are you doing? But what do you weigh? No one ever asked me what I weigh. They ask me what I'm doing, not what I weigh. Men are so hung up on this number. Dude, does the number make you feel more confident? And women are the opposite. Women want that number to go as low as possible.
They want it to be as low as possible.
Yes.
But at the same token, they'll be like, I want to build muscle. But it's like they want the number. If you're
Muscle's
building
heavier
muscle,
than fat, you guys.
It's not heavier than fat.
It's more solid, more dense.
But it's not heavier than fat. That's an incorrect statement. 1 pound of muscle is the same weight as 1 pound of fat.
The volume, though, of fat is bigger than muscle.
Yes, it takes up less volume.
Yes.
So you can be a tinier person with heavier weight on the scale if you swap out fat for muscle, because fat takes up more space in your body.
Yeah. You could get two people, her weight, 220-pound women, exactly the same weight. One could be skinny fat, and the other one could be a muscular 120 pounds. It's just how you build your body.
Yeah, it's called, and that's what we call recomposition.
Yes.
Recomposition is when you lose body fat and you put some weight back on. So now it's okay, I'm down to 119, right? So now that I've lost 119, I still would like to lose some more body fat. So I would like to lose more body fat, but I want to put on more muscle than I have body fat to lose.
Yep.
So either my weight's going to stay about the same or it's going to come up a few pounds.
Yeah.
But my body's going to look entirely different.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The scale, the number on the scale doesn't mean squat diddly. It matters how you look.
Yeah, it's just a data point.
Yes, that's all it is.
I think that for whatever reason, I know because I've been there.
I would have went off if somebody had told me 10 years ago, hey, bro, you're going to be down 165 to get to 8 or 7% body fat. I would have been like, you're out of your mind, 165. That's too skinny, bro. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't. I got down there. I still have muscle.
Yeah.
I'm lean. I'm happy.
I know.
I feel good.
I wouldn't guess what your weight is right now.
No.
Knowing you, I would look at you and think I would have said, 185.
Yeah. See, I'm 20 pounds lighter than that almost.
That's shocking to me. That's shocking because
I mean, even we said data points. We're like, okay, 180 will be my new baseline.
Yeah.
180 is considered heavy for me now. Go up to 180.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
I did want to touch on one thing before we finish this episode. That's a common thing since we're talking about metabolism. A lot of people think that their metabolism is slow because they don't eat enough, and that's why they're not losing weight. Okay, although it is possible for what's called metabolic adaptation, and what happens is metabolic adaptation is if your metabolism slows down after long periods of eating very low calories. So like long periods, like 6 consistent months eating cumulatively very low calories. Will your metabolism and that BMR start to shift downward to accommodate the consistent low calories? Yes. The good news is it also adapts in the other direction too. So once you start to bump those calories up, it'll rise to the occasion. So it goes in both directions, which is good. But in my experience, when people say that, oh, they're not eating enough and that's why they're gaining weight because their metabolism is slow, 9 times out of 10, that is not what happened, okay? What actually happened is maybe you are trying to eat too little calories and it's so difficult to do that you accomplish it some days, but then you go off the chains other days. Yep. And over time, the cumulative number is not low. Perception is that it's low. It sure as hell feels like it's low, but it's not low. It's not low enough, consistently enough that actually caused your metabolism to slow down. That is the experience I've had. I've coached thousands of women, and usually they think they're under eating, therefore that's why they're gaining weight. But it's not because they're under eating. It's because they are under eating some days, which causes them to overeat other days. And that's why the weight gain, and it has nothing to do with their metabolism at all. I suspect that many of you who maybe tuned into this episode are in that boat where you think you have a slow metabolism, but give yourself some credit. It's probably not slow. In most cases, it's not that it's slow unless you have a diagnosed medical condition, and it's just a lack of consistency, and that's all it is.
That part.
So it's a good thing, though. It's a good thing. I don't want you to think that's a bad thing. You took something good out of this video if you can acknowledge that maybe your metabolism isn't slow at all, and maybe it's just that you haven't been consistent enough on your calorie intake, or your targets are too low, too aggressive. If that's the case, get a macro assessment, get less aggressive macro targets, and it'll be easier to stay consistent, and then you can really see what your metabolism is doing.
People think they know and they can guess the game of eating and calories and macros. Listen, even you, as good as you've done it, what happens when you let loose off the reins a little bit?
Yeah, the weight comes on.
There you go.
And the thing with me was because I let loose off the reins, but I didn't completely let the reins go, it was almost even worse because the weight crept on
slowly.
And then I didn't notice it until it was noticeable.
Yeah.
Whereas if I would have just gone gangbusters, then I would have been like, yep, I'm gaining weight and I know it. I better hop back on.
And then what happened the minute you caught yourself and you're like, oh shit, I got to turn this around. What did you do? You went back to you?
Yeah. And what's interesting, I went back to tracking, same calorie deficit that I've used before, the same one before menopause worked the same way after menopause. I did not drop it. It did not make it lower. If anything, it's a little higher.
Yeah, smart, because you're building muscle, which is good. You're utilizing those extra calories.
So calorie deficit still works, and menopause doesn't slow down your metabolism either. That's another common myth. It does not slow down your metabolism. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you on the next one.